It's the 4th of July. Da 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 dum da dum da dum da 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 dum da dum da dum da dum da dum da dum da dum. And I'm Jeanne Robertson, and you are on my back porch for a great 4th of July celebration. And I'm decked out in red, white, and blue. And yes, in case you're asking, this is a dress I got 25 years ago. And Jane Tucker from New York City, get this down there, punch a hole in my chair. Jane Tucker from New York City, who comes down here and goes through my clothes, has seen this dress 4 or 5 times and said politely, get rid of that dress. The sleeves are big. It has unbelievable shoulder pads. It's out of style, and it goes down to your ankles, and it does. And look, I've kept it all these years because of the matching red shoes. Dum da dum da dum da. I could be in the parade. Dum da dum da dum da dum da dum dum. And the skirt goes way down here. I'm like in a horse blanket. Now, the truth. This thing in my stomach is covering up other areas of this dress right now, and it will stay here for the entire show. If you look on the beaver on the table behind me, he's got on a mask because he's social distancing. But you'll see he has a red belt around him. That used to go around me. I was very disappointed when I got this dress out because it's got an elastic waist. And I thought, well, I can get in that. And I did. I don't want you to see it. But the belt came to about here and stopped. Dun, 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 dun. Very sad. So what we're going to do on this birthday of America, and by the way, when we did a pop-up yesterday, the very first person who chimed in was from Sweden. So we know that we have a lot of people from around the world. So we won't be doing the whole thing around the 4th of July, but cut us some slack. It's our birthday, da-dum, 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 da-dum. And a parade may come by, who knows who's coming in. And I've got here on the porch with me, Patrick Henry with Running the South. Do you like the wide picture this week? We finally figured it out. And of course, my assistant of 42 years is sitting over there, and that's Tony Meredith. And so what we're going to do is answer as many questions of yours as we can. I will not be getting up. And Patrick, will you sing American Family since it's the 4th of July?
I would love to.
Okay. Well, I can't get up. You'll have to put the chair
Am I going to sit in your lap?
No, you're not going to sit in my lap because that won't work either. But where's my bucket of questions? Let me tell you a couple of things that are happening. Oh, we're going to start off with a little bit of a downer, but maybe I'll save that for later. Let's get straight to your questions that you've sent in. So I'll pieces of paper right there, and I'll just reach in and grab one, and I will answer it. And it is from Juanita Scott. I'm trying to give you names too. All right, Juanita. I've missed a couple of weeks, but I plan to be there this time. Have you ever observed something funny that no one else saw that led to a laughing episode at an inappropriate time? This is my life. This is my life. I see funny things all the time. And usually when you see something funny, if it really tickles you, glance around the room. There's going to be one other person with whom you make eye contact, and that person's going to think this is just as funny as the other. We were in church one time, and we all stood up, and Left Brain and I were in the back. I know that's wrong. As a speaker, you would think I would say sit in the front, help out the preacher. But we were all standing up and we were in the back. And then we saw the preacher go like this, and we were all supposed to sit down. Every person in the church sat down except a man that we all knew on the second row. No one was on the front row. We're Methodists. There was nobody on the front row. But we weren't as far back as the Baptists. Anyway, he stood up, and Left Brain was sitting next to me. And we all waited, and no one said anything. And this one person was standing up. And all of a sudden, Left Brain lost it. His shoulders started going up and down, and I punched him. And he could not get control. And after a while, the poor man started, and then he started laughing. And I thought it was funny the minute I saw it. We were in another church at a wedding in a church we don't go to. And when they pray or do different things during the service, they put their knees down on, I guess, kneeling. They were all crocheted or embroidered down. And left brain got his leg caught in it and could not get up. And he stayed in a praying position for the rest of the church service. I'm sorry, I had to be carried out of the church. But anyway, we'll put that one down there. Thank you for asking. Here's a question. All right. Y'all like my red, white, and blue necklaces? And look, a red bracelet, and I have a blue bracelet. I'm decked out here. I'll take off the hat. My head's beginning to sweat. Okay, this is from Palmyra, I'm sure, Palmyra, Palmyra Duber. Happy 4th of July. Received my books, reading, and no fireworks in our area. By the way, I now wish I would have gone ahead and ordered all those CDs. Do you still have any left? Palmyra, Tony?
What's a
You
CD?
think we could, if she ordered the 9 DVDs, we could scrounge up
CDs or DVDs?
CDs or DVDs?
Absolutely.
Stacked where? Which closet?
Yeah. We're definitely happy to send them.
Palmyra, yes, we can, do you still have any left? Yes, we have a few left. That's a joke. All right, here goes another piece of paper, and I appreciate your interest. And this is, are you still 6 feet 2 inches tall? No, I'm not. Is it the Wicked Witch of the West that's in Dorothy, the Wizard of Oz? And she says, help, I'm melting, I'm melting. I'm shrinking, I'm shrinking. And I was 6'2" at age 13. I know y'all have all heard me say in the 7th grade, I could be walking down the streets of my hometown, Graham, North Carolina. 7th grade boys would be down around by my ankles. I was so tall, and of course the boys grow later than girls, but I'm not 6'2" anymore. But let me tell you why it does not matter. Doesn't matter at all. All of my friends are shrinking too. I'm still the tallest one. If we go to the mall, they always say, let's meet back at Jeanne, because they can find me. So I'm not 6'2". I wish I were. But maybe before long I can go in a regular store and buy my own clothes. Don't tell Jane Tucker I said that. All right, here we go. And I cannot move in this dress. Love your comedy. Would you ever come to Charleston, West Virginia? Oh, all the people of West Virginia. I love to go to Charleston, West Virginia. I get pepperoni rolls. Pepperoni rolls. Oh, they're the king bee in West Virginia, and they are wonderful. So let's get another question. All right, here it is. Has Tony reached Charles Barkley for the two of you to meet for lunch and converse? Okay. This,
Can I say something on this?
Yeah.
Like she would give up a meeting
I
with
was
Charles.
what I was going to say. No, if Tony ever got in touch with Charles Barkley and arranged a lunch and a conversation, I would not hear about it. She would go.
You would not be invited.
I would not be invited. But that's because I guess 2 weeks ago, Tony, somebody said, who would you like to have lunch with and converse? And I said, y'all not going to believe it. I'd love to meet Charles Barkley. And I'd love to meet Garth Brooks and Reba McEntire and Trisha Yearwood, all these people. But I don't think they're probably looking for my phone number. They'll be calling. We love Charles Barkley from Leeds, Alabama. All right, here's another question right here. These are rolling right off of here, aren't they? Roxanne Thornton, since you do not cook, this is, Tony, are you coherent over there?
I'm with you.
She says, since you do not cook, y'all got to hear this. I would like to know, what do you and Left Brain eat? Do you pick up restaurant food every day? Do you heat up frozen entrees? Or is part of Tony's job to cook for you? She eats out every day herself.
I make you look like a grand chef.
I know.
Compared to me.
Tony goes out to eat all the time. She and Tom go out to eat.
And you and Jerry are fine as long as they don't quit making cereal.
Oh, I know, we love cereal. I love cereal. Blueberries, strawberries, good this year. All right, here's another question, and this is from Carol Crosswhite. I enjoyed the show when Norma Rose was on and shared her time living in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Her husband, Alan, look at all this information. Her husband, Alan, played for our Edmonton Eskimos for one season, 1962, jersey number 15. He got hurt and had to get out. My question to you, Jeannie, do you ever do a convention speech, or did you ever, in Edmonton? Absolutely. I've been in every province up in Canada except way up in the Yukon, and I've done Calgary a bunch of times. I've done Edmonton. I love Canada. Nicest people in the world. They too put gravy on the top of a lot of food, but they love it, potatoes and gravy. But I love Edmonton. Know it well.
Well,
What?
I'll tell you who else played for Edmonton.
Who?
Pat Dye.
Pat Dye?
Pat
Auburn
Dye.
coach played for Edmonton?
He sure did. And also Chris Woods, who played for Auburn.
I remember Chris Wood.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We got 3 Auburn people sitting here. That doesn't mean we don't like Alabama people. It's just they're not on the court.
Tony's about to pass out, but I knew a sports fact.
I know. I know.
I'm getting ready to check it on Google.
Okay, Julie McCamey, but yes, I love Canadians. And don't forget to read the book, of course, but watch the story, Don't Bungee Jump Naked. It took place in Nanaimo, British Columbia, Canada. And they'd love for me to come up and jump naked, but I don't believe so. Okay, Julie McCamey. Oh, goody, more backstories. My question is, this is tough. Which story has grown the most? So, you're a speaker.
No.
Let me explain to
I
you.
think she's calling you a liar.
No. Are you saying that I exaggerate, Julie? I do. Sometimes it's a professional opportunity that you can do. I will tell you this. Even when they happen, a story, now I'm going to I love to talk about stories and how I get them and where they come from. But even if your story just happens in front of you, you usually have to tweak it. Maybe the funniest thing was said was at the front. You have to put it at the end, fix it all around. But I will tell you this. The Don't Send a Man to the Grocery Store story started when we filmed it. It was 7 minutes and 52 seconds. And that's what y'all watch when you watch the clip of it. It is now 14 minutes long. And what we always say in speaking is the stories get better. The clip always just stays the same. And you want them to be better. Now, I have had people say, if it's true that he went to that grocery store and got those, how can the story grow? Well, one night you say something and it's funny and you leave it in. And you what is that?
Norma.
Norma. Now, come in, you're in a quiet zone now. Come on in. I didn't know you were coming. I'm glad you. What's wrong?
I need 2 minutes and 2 things.
Okay, what is it?
Do you want to take her seat?
No, come on. You want to
Never
say
see.
red, white, and blue.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
I hold that thought on the thing. Come over here
I
now
got
so
2
they can
minutes.
see you.
About 2 things.
Look, all right, now last week you came in here and they actually said, she's going to the grocery store dressed up that much.
Well,
Are you going to the grocery store again dressed like
I'll
that?
let you know where I'm going.
Okay. Well, no, Norma, you sit over here.
Oh, excuse me.
Excuse me, let me see. I'm not going to forget where I was on the grocery store story. What's your question?
I've almost forgot.
This is great.
It's a
Red,
whole-
white, and blue.
Anyway,
Don't
I
bother
hope
me.
I can remember what I was going to say.
I would too.
But I just wanted to wish all of your Facebook friends a happy 4th.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
you
it.
know, years ago when we were in Boston,
Yeah.
I read something as we were having lunch and it changed my life. And it said, friends are friends are friends. And I thought, I want to be Jeannie's friend. It served me well,
That's our
people.
first trip we went on
Yeah.
together.
And it
I
served me.
spoke for the National, what do you call it? National Lunchroom Ladies Association.
Yes, but
Okay.
this has served me well. All of your friends are my friends.
They are.
And happy 4th of July.
I started off and said Happy New Year just to see if they were listening.
Well,
I know why you're here. I'm embarrassed that you're here.
well,
Have you been
I've been watching, and that was the second
Okay.
thing that's coming to my mind, is that I noticed by arrangement that I made 22 years ago, and I accepted your apology for forgetting. But It's not here, and I just want to
No.
secure it and make sure it's safe. That's all.
Okay. That flower arrangement's been back there for 22 years, except for
Exactly.
Christmas. I put up a poinsettia. And today I put that red, white, and blue stuff in it. And I have your flower arrangement, but you may not have it back because when this event is over in a few minutes, then I'm going to take the red, white, and blue out. And then I'm going to take it over to Leslie and Patrick's tonight. And
You're kidding me.
yeah.
Well, we'll talk
You
about all
weren't
this.
invited. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that's gonna bring me to the third thing. The third thing.
She
You
said
can tell she
two
was a
things.
teacher.
I know, but I am
Is
three
there going to be a
points.
test afterwards?
Today, it was 3 points rather than 2. I have to leave because I'm going home and cook barbecue ribs and potatoes and a salad. And when you have your cooking show, I want to be on it.
You.
Is that your cooking scarf?
Is that-
I got people saying, "Oh my God, that's the way she dresses on Saturday."
Look at
Fourth
this.
of July.
This is really this is a great scar.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do what you did.
I will let you use it.
No, because when we won the sweater,
Oh, yeah.
we hit the jackpot in Vegas, and we split the money and bought a very expensive sweater in the casino gift shop.
Okay.
And it was for Christmas. And then you said to me, you just wanted to use it in December. So I like this scarf, and next year, may I just borrow it on the 4th of July?
Yes, I will put it back in my closet and I will put your name on it. But it has served me well for about 20
time is
for about 20 years. So I'm putting
No.
you way behind. I'm going to work on my ribs, and I'm glad y'all going to have a great celebration tonight.
One question. Are you having a party tonight? I'm not invited?
I'm
Okay.
only inviting my husband, and I want
We
to
just
know-
talked about him playing football up in Edmonton.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And but anyway, I'm cooking him these ribs, but I'll tell you about that on your cooking show.
Okay. On my cooking show. Get out of here. Thank you, Norma.
Thank
Happy
you.
4th of July.
Happy 4th. Thank you.
Appreciate you dropping by.
And hey, Tony and Patrick.
All right.
Have a great-
I'll talk to you
Oh, I'm
later.
so sorry. Okay.
And not only that, her husband was one of the few players that played 11-man football in Canada, 12-man football in the United States, and 6-man football in Eastern North Carolina in high school. And see you, Norma.
Bye.
Bye. Did y'all know she was coming back?
Someone asked if
She's smart.
someone asked if she has a key or do you leave your
No,
door locked?
we leave it
No, we
unlocked.
do not.
No.
We do not leave that door unlocked.
Not anymore. Spread the word. No, she's my bestest friend. So the grocery store story, people will say, how does it get better? But you say a line and it's funny and then you think, but didn't do that on the tape. So through the years, it's now 14 minutes. And I've talked to the people on Facebook about this because what it winds up being is, I don't know whether to retape it and show you the long story or just hold it for the show. All right, let me see what this next question is. Go lock that door. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. She's my bestest friend. Okay. Catherine Miller. Hi, Jeannie. Said, never seen a show live. Never purchased any of your materials. I'm positive my pea brain could not think of one single question you have not been asked and answered in your career. But since I will need to ask the question to be eligible for the prizes. Question. How many different questions have you been asked in your lifetime? Kathleen Ann. I can tell you that. 42,617 and 56, count yours. All right, and if y'all believe that, let's roll on and see what the next question is. These are deep thinkers today. Okay. Janet Vank, V-A-N-K Evans. Where did the Hawaii story come from? Did Left Brain really take the city bus? Janet, I'm not so clever that I can sit down with a piece of paper and a pencil or sit at the computer and make things up. It's easy. I don't have to make it up if I just watch what's happening. That story happened in Hawaii because that's where we went. And did he take the city bus? He did. But let me tell you a little of the backstory. A friend of mine who's no longer with us, George McCallum's an Alabama fan on several of my stories, wrote me, we had just met, and said that they were in Hawaii and they saw a Ghostbusters sign at the bus station with luggage and a line through it, just like no ghosts allowed. And he says they were saying no luggage on the buses anymore. And he thought that left brain caused that. And I kind of think he did too. There's that question, and we'll now see what's next. And it is this one. Of course, everybody will be eligible for the prizes. Marilyn Hodges, tell us about the dog figurine on your floor. That's a doorstop. Patrick, can they see that in the camera? That doorstop.
Apparently they do, because a lot of people ask about it. What kind of dog?
Well, here's what happened. My great-grandmother had a little iron dog in her foyer, and we all played with it as children. Then when she passed, so sorry, my grandmother got it, and so it just kept going down. And then when the last one passed away, they invited us, everybody to come down, and you got to choose every so many number of relatives. You could choose something. And I know I got to choose every 17th person, but they started by taking the rugs and then the beds and this, that, and the other. But after the day went on, I chose the little iron dog because it meant so much. And then an uncle came up. He's not alive, or I wouldn't tell you. But an uncle came up and said that he had played with that dog the entire time. He was a little boy, and he was going to choose it. Well, he got to choose every, like, third or fourth time, and he hadn't chosen the little dog. But I felt bad about it, and I said, oh, you can have it. You can have it. I wanted to say, I'll trade it for that bed you chose second. You know how the families are together, but I gave him the little dog. And then I went into a flea market one day, and there was the identical dog. And so I got my own dog, but it was I could say it was a family heirloom, but he got the dog. He chose before me. Don't y'all think he could have chosen the dog if it was that important to him? That's just families. They won't even look at me when I ask a question like that. Janet King Schwewe. Okay, I'm sorry, Janet. I know that's not right, but it's Scheiwe. SCH. I'm on my back porch reading Don't Bungee Jump Naked. The neighbors are running to their windows. Janet, you are stretching this. Janet, the neighbors are not running to their windows to see what all the laughter is about. Thank you for the personal note. The question, how many hours do you spend a day signing the book plates and writing notes? See you Saturday. Well, since the thing came out, the first edition, the one with the mistakes, how many hours are you spending, Tony, a day? 27 a day?
That's close.
That's close enough. And I'm signing, and I'm going to tell y'all, I love every one of them I sign. If you come from here, people are nice enough to buy a DVD or a book or whatever, and they want me to sign it. I am thrilled to sit there and do it. It's just wonderful for me. Thank you for asking. Margaret Williams. God bless you for remaining non-political. We don't do any politics here. Sadly, TRF Farming, which was fun and entertaining, has now chosen to put in, I don't have any. Margaret Williams. Margaret, are you the one? This is funny to me. I asked a multiple choice question on Monday or Tuesday on my website, Facebook. And I said, what are the chances of me wearing this dress? Y'all notice that I can barely inhale and exhale here. But I'm in the dress. I said I'll even cut it in the back if I have to. And I said, multiple choice. A, will I wear the dress? Sure. B, something else. C, something else. D, I put, of course, anything to be funny. And then I had E something and F something. And somebody immediately wrote in and said, I vote D. And Margaret, were you the one? If you weren't, it was right after your name, who wrote it and said, now you've gotten political. We don't care how. And she thought the D was for Democratic. I vote Democratic. So she's a little misunderstanding. I had to get back on and say, but she wasn't the only one, because several other people said, we're going into politics here. So, no, we are not doing politics here. It's a good way to lose friends. And they lose you too and might not even know it. It's just not anything to get into politics about, right? Huh?
And family.
And family. Okay, but thanks, Rat. Patricia Wisemer Myers. Do you still use a rocking chair when you speak? Well, I don't know, Patricia, because the last show I did was the second week of March. Norma Rose was with me. Went to Crockett, Texas, the last one that I did in Houston the day before that. But when I realized I could not, with the broken femur, stand for the entire show, I started using the rocking chairs. And we would go out here. Where do you get a rocking chair? We'd go to Cracker Barrel. Y'all might have heard me say, I called the Nashville people who book my shows, and I said, I've got a great idea. If I'm going to be in these Cracker Barrel chairs, why don't we get them to sponsor my shows? And they said, gee, that's a great idea. I can sit in the rocking chair, and then I can rock in it, and we can say, Cracker Barrel sponsors, home, family humor, blah, blah, blah. And so they said, we will handle it. Now, I'm sitting here in Alamance County, North Carolina. I had come up with the idea of being in rocking chairs. Then I came up with the idea of getting Cracker Barrel. But they said, we can handle this and that. We know the people at Cracker Barrel. So they called them and they called back a week or two later and said, we talked to Cracker Barrel and they said no. But then I figured it out. Y'all seen them out there. They're in front of the Cracker Barrels. And there are very few places that don't have these Cracker Barrels. And they're not sponsoring me, so I'm just telling you. The wires running between them all sitting out there in the front every day. People rock before they go in or rock when they come out. Then I was sitting here, and when they said no, it dawned on me. I don't need Cracker Barrel. All I need is a set of wire cutters. Slip out there late at night, I can get a rocking chair. I don't worry about it at all. Okay, so I don't know when I start back. I won't be in shoes like this, but I think I'll always buy a pair of stylish shoes and just put it on stage if I have to for old time's sake. Okay, and next question. All right, Patrick, we want to start getting your guitar ready because I want you to sing on this day, American Family.
I'll be delighted.
A second. Who knows? That Jane Tucker would die.
Speaking of Jeanne Tucker.
Speak of the devil.
Patrick.
Didn't I just say Jane Tucker would die? I was going to say if she knew I would. Hey, Jane. How are you? Hi. Listen, I'm on, you know that Facebook Live thing that I was on that day you came and you coming back in August? I'm on it right now. Can you see me? No, you can't see. I'm wearing black slacks and I have a gorgeous top on. I think, and I'm appropriately accessorized. Oh, you can see me. Well, okay, I can see you. It's for the 4th of July. I can't believe I didn't get rid of the red dress, Jane, or the shoes. But, okay, well, thank you. I'll tell everybody. Are you still coming in August to be on the show again? Okay. We are not going to put this thing in a bonfire. Okay. Thank you, Jane. I thought I'd get away with it. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. She said, and when I come, we're going to have a bonfire. And you are going to go, you're definitely going to burn this dress. Here, take this phone and turn it off. Lord have mercy. Jane's calling. Norma Rose is coming in. Let me do one more question, Patrick. Okay. Can you tell us how your husband left brain's health is? It is not good. Left brain's having some severe health challenges, or he would be right out here with us. And if the situation were reversed and he was doing a show, I wouldn't want to be out here on the camera either. Thank you for asking. Somebody else even said, do you want us to send a card? Is he sick? And he loves cards and all, but you know, thank you for asking. We love left brain, but his health is not good right now. We're dealing, and we're sort of private people, but thanks for asking. Patrick, since we were on family, will you sing your song about American Family? Will it bother you if I sit here because I can't get up?
Well, thanks to Norma Rose, we have a chair sitting right here. Well, happy 4th of July, everybody. I'm glad to be here again. And let me raise this camera up just a little bit. And I think that'll work. There we go. So happy 4th. I want to play you a song that I wrote about family. A lot of you know my story, and I saw Ann Walker had tuned in earlier. And for a long time, we used to spend all of our 4th of Julys with family on Lake Murray in South Carolina. And so we're continuing the family tradition on the 4th. And a lot of you who know me know that I'm married to Tony's daughter. Leslie and I have been married almost 16 years. We have 2 beautiful children, one semi-attractive. They're all beautiful. As a matter of fact, Jack, it's his 19th birthday today. And he is my stepson, or as I like to call him, my bonus child. Ever since I came into that boy's life, we've had nicknames for each other. I called him Jackaroo. He called me, "You're not my real dad. You can't tell me what to do." And anyway, we're having a lot of fun this weekend. And my son Robert, getting ready to turn 15 years old. He's the one he would always call me into his bedroom every night and say, "Lay with me, Daddy." And I could not wait. I'd jump in that bed with him. And then one day he said, "Get out of my room, Dad."
Yeah.
All of a sudden, overnight, he became a man. And then Meredith is my little girl. She's going to turn 12 here in a few weeks. And I was telling you earlier, I took she and one of her friends, Liza, to the zoo yesterday. And they have a big zip line and canopy obstacle course. And we were looking so forward to doing that until they made me get on a scale. And it turns out I was about 9 pounds overweight. And I'm glad I had my mask on because the look on my face would not have been very good. My daughter felt so bad for me. But little Liza looked at me and said, "Mr. Patrick, if you run back and forth to that tree a few times, you may lose a little weight." I don't like Liza. Anyway, I want to play you a song I wrote about becoming a parent. I used to be quite the rounder, till that blessed day that I found her. A wedding ring and a kiss and a short honeymoon. 60 days and the stick had turned blue. She told me it could take up to a year. She was wrong. Now my eyes are droopy and I'm cleaning up poopy and sleep is a distant memory. Can't play golf anymore, buying Huggies at the store, put formula in my coffee. Now I love my wife and I love my life. There's nothing different I would do. But now I'd give $1 million for a day without hollers and a peaceful visit to the bathroom. I used to be so debonair, walking tall without a care. Never had a single hair out of place. But now I'm singing wiggle songs, warming bottles all night long, wiping baby puke off of my face. My wife and my boys fill me up with so much joy. Could not love them anymore. But now I think there'll come a time when I surely lose my mind if I see another purple dinosaur. We used to go to dinner and a show, candlelight in Merlot, then some smooching on the couch by the fire. Now it's chicken fingers, mac and cheese, kissing boo-boos on skin knees, peanuts out of nostrils with the needle nose pliers. I'm no longer in fashion, but brother, I got passion. Should write about us in Time magazine. Call it One Day in the Life of a Husband and a Wife in the All-American Family. Call it One Day in the Life of a Husband and a Wife in the All-American Family.
All right.
Thank y'all.
All-American Family. That's what we're celebrating here on America's birthday. We don't want to offend the people in England. It's just what it is, you know. Because we were with y'all before that, and I am so fortunate that we won the Revolutionary War. Because if we hadn't, I would not be nearly as funny because I wouldn't have a Southern accent. I would be speaking with British accent, and it just wouldn't work. Not in the South. So here comes a few more questions. All right. Question is, Betty Klein. I think that dress and pumps should go to the Smithsonian. Well, it was just 25 years ago. Watch out. If Jane knows you're going to wear this, she may come on down. I wouldn't miss it for the world. See you Saturday from Blooming Grove, Indiana. Thank you. You might have heard Jane when she was here. She said she had never, when she came to my house the first time, I think it was in '97, seen a client that still had her high school clothes. And I think the Smithsonian would be a good place to sew my things. Okay, more questions. It came. I'm sitting on my back. I'm a perfectionist. Margaret Heisen. I am a perfectionist and I have noted a couple of typos so far. Margaret, Tony, this is the lady that sent us the pages of, no, not pages, but a few things. The only misspelled word that we have found in the book, you pointed out. Thank you so much, and we are making that correction. Most of the other corrections were caused at the printers because of the lines not working, which we are investigating. But folks, if you get the first 3,000 copies, you have a collector's item that's the first edition. Thank you, Margaret, for taking me to heart and sending the corrections that you found in the book. Okay, and what is this? Okay, Patrick, come back in here. You can answer this in unison with Tony and with me. If you didn't live in the state of North Carolina, where would you like to live? Auburn, Alabama.
Eagle.
I just can't imagine not living in North Carolina because this is where we've always been. But if I'd done something so bad that put me out of North Carolina, which would be a real bad thing, then I would go home to the grandparents. They're dead now. I'm 76, so they're gone. Okay. What do you miss most about being locked down? I miss being on stage, and I miss traveling. A lot of people say that traveling is just horrible, and I'm not sure what it's going to be when I go back, but traveling lets me get where I go. And I'll tell y'all, there's just nothing like walking out on stage with a group of people who want to laugh, and you have it in your hands to give them an hour and a half of just fun. I'm not solving the world's problems, but I am making people forget their own for a little while, and that makes me feel good, and I have a ball. The reason I like traveling so much is I look for humor all the time. And on the road, when I'm going in and out of airports, hotels, riding in shuttle cars, then I can talk to strangers. And when I do that, I get material. Watch the clip that's up that says, would you like some great poupon? It's a true story that happened down in New Orleans, or going to Cowpen, South Carolina. If I engage people in talking and am willing to listen to them and not try to be funny to them all the time, I can get great material. And I found out a long time ago, I thought I was doing it just to get speech material. But the truth is, it makes traveling so much fun. Now, I have a show in Palm Desert again in November. That's a long flight with a mask on the whole way. I think I'm going to put something over my head and then try to slide down. I don't know what I'm going to do because the mask bothers me. However, I do what I am told in this situation. So we'll see if they still got that on the airlines right now. Thank you for asking. Amy Oakes, have you ever had a show for a movie star? Okay. I am thrilled that y'all are sending me all these questions and want to know more and like my work. I can't even explain to you how thrilled I am. But I'm not a big famous person, and I don't know any movie stars. Now, my son Beaver almost had a heart attack sitting in my show in Nashville, and Alison Krauss came in and sat down right in front of him because I had met her. I'd like to meet a lot of people like that, but yeah, have I ever had a show for a movie star? I don't believe I have. Have you, Tony? Have I ever met one?
Not that
I went to the two concerts that I have been to were both Garth Brooks, and I hate to tell y'all this. The concerts I went to before I went to Garth Brooks concerts were Ferranti and Teicher, and Peter, Paul, and Mary. So that, if you've never heard of those, you're just young. Y'all remember Ferrati and Teicher? I went to Greensboro, and then I have had somebody say when I've told that, I was at that concert in Greensboro. And then Peter, Paul, and Mary, that was so good. Then I just
You saw Carol Burnett.
Oh, we did. I take it all back. Tony and Norma and I went to see Carol Burnett because she was at the Ryman doing her show. Oh, and I just thought if I could just see her show. And the Nashville people got us tickets. We paid for them, but they got us the tickets, and we went and got to meet her briefly afterwards. And, we just waited. And, Lord, that was great. So that's right. I've been to another concert, Carol Burnett. Oh, my gosh, y'all. Don't you love the scene when she's coming down in that curtain rod down the steps? It's a classic. Eileen M. Howie, I'm watching. Are you still 6'2"? That's the same question somebody asked. I've done a bone density and I'm shrinking. Well, yeah, it's just so much trouble. Eileen, appreciate your asking. Put you in there for the draw. Okay, what is this question? If y'all keep sending the questions, I'll try to answer them. When you went shopping with your mother when you were in the 7th or 8th grade, is that a pleasant or an unpleasant memory for you? It's a pleasant memory because we tried to make it fun. Mother would stand there. I was 6 feet 2 inches tall in the 7th grade, as I said earlier. Mother was 5'5", and she would stand there and say to the clerk, I need to get some things here for the baby. Look up at me. The clerk would say, what size shoes does the baby wear? One time Mother said she wears a 7.5, but an 11 feels real good if you just happen to have it. So if we tried to turn these situations, I'll tell you what, my mother was so determined to keep me dressed. In the 10th grade at Graham High School, I had made, at the end of the 9th grade, I tried out for cheerleader. You didn't have to get thrown in the air and do all these things. We were cheerleaders. We'd say, we're going to do this cheer, and they would all join in. You didn't just, and the older girls, meaning the juniors and seniors, had been cheerleaders in the 10th grade, and they said the uniforms were old. We had to get new uniforms, and they changed the uniforms. And they had cleats, and they were all new, and they decided we would wear under those uniforms black tights and black Capezio shoes. Do you remember any of you? I know. Raise your hand if you remember Capezio. Patrick, can you turn that on so that I can see them? Turn that button on the camera where you turned it. Okay, there. Raise your hand if you remember Capezio T-straps. So that was going to be what we had, Capezio shoes. The shoes only ran to size 10. So here I was, the one of 2 new girls on the cheerleading squad, and the other one fit into everything, and the uniform wouldn't. And so they weren't going to wear T-straps, which is what they wanted to wear, because this 6'2" person they didn't even know couldn't find, and they only went to size 10. And my mother, and this is pre-computer, I don't know how, she got every magazine. She found me a shoe that we made to look a little bit like the Capezio T-straps. And I'll just tell you this. I was talking to somebody one time, and it was a mother, and she said, my daughter is so tall, and it was in North Carolina. And she said, where in the world did you get? I said, well, there's a tall shop for tall girls, women, in Charlotte. And my mother would get up, we would leave in the morning and go down there, no interstates, drive to Charlotte, shop in that shop and come back. Now, Charlotte is 2 hours from here now. And this woman said, all the way to Charlotte just to get clothes? No, we're not going to do that. I don't know what my daughter's going to wear. And I'm thinking, well, I had a mother who said, we will find something, or I will make it, because she sewed. So I've always felt a little sad for the daughter of that other lady, because I want to say, get in the car and go to Charlotte. You can take work. Mother took a day off work and we went down there. All right, here we are. I told her, didn't I? All right, here's this one. Okay, Denise Duncan Westbrook. Occasionally when this starts, we will say, can y'all see me? Can you hear me? And people just let us know if you can hear us. And Denise wrote back, and this is the only thing she said, I see you. And that made me a little bit nervous because I forgot that we had asked in the whole clip there. I don't know why that got tossed in there. Here we are. We'll be giving away prizes in just a few minutes. Okay. Y'all seen I can barely move around over here. Have you heard Lee Greenwood's new version of God Bless the USA? It is awesome. Y'all heard that? Have y'all heard that?
Oh, I've seen it on Facebook, but I haven't looked at it yet. A lot of people have shared.
Well,
But
let
I
me
have
tell you,
not seen it.
there's one place he could change in there. One place. And then I'm going to tell you a Lee Greenwood story. Huh? Yeah.
We're gonna-
Oh, I'm sorry, we're going to run out of time. Okay, I met Lee Greenwood. He came to one of my shows, and it was just great. Well, I thought we were going to one. It's not.
I thought we were too.
Can you plug it in anywhere? You didn't bring your plug? I have all these questions, and I have prizes. Let's do the prizes fast. Do we have time,
Yeah,
or is
let's
the
do it.
camera going off?
Let's do it.
I am telling you, you get what you pay for. I can't believe this.
We'll do another pop-up in the middle of the week.
Okay, we'll do a pop. I got to tell y'all my Lee Greenwood story next time because Lee Greenwood is a nice person. And I bet, though, where he says, we'll never forget the men who died, I bet he changed it to those who died.
I haven't heard it.
Okay, and I was going to tell about this picture somebody sent me, but let's draw here. Draw down in there. And put everything in there. Okay? No, that's okay, Patrick. You better have a good supper tonight. Okay, this is for my new book right here. Okay, and this is, I didn't shake them up.
I shook them up.
You shook them up. Janet Van Vank Evans, you have just done the book. Shake them up. I'm going to the bottom of the bag. She also asked the question. To the bottom of the bag. Also, y'all have to get in touch with Tony and tell her your street address here. What is your favorite and least favorite food? Nancy Hesketh Byerly. You have won a copy of the book, the first edition, Nancy, but you must get in touch with Tony. And my least favorite, I will, if you have it at my table when we're eating, I put the menu up and change it all around. What is it, Tony?
Liver.
Liver. Don't bring the liver to the table. And the third book today. Get a little help. Can I get a little help? Can I get a little? I'm kidding. All right. And here's the third person. Nancy Helen Jacobs. Heard you say that you do not cook. So who does it at your house? I've never worried about it. We don't cook. We fix.
Some
Peanut butter
people
and
have
jelly
asked if you have a
sandwiches.
personal chef.
So,
Not part-
can I keep talking until it goes off?
I think we ought to just wrap it up with a song.
No.
I need a third.
Okay.
Where's the, I don't have.
It's right here. One of these.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Well, Fooey.
Nancy. Got it.
Fooey.
Sing for them.
I'm not going to sing. I'm going to take the parade out.
Yep.
This is Patrick's fault.
My fault.
Bam! Bam! Dum da 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 dum dum da 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 dum da dum da. Happy 4th of July, everybody, and happy birthday, America. We love red, white, and blue, and our flag. Da 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 dum da dum da dum da dum da dum da dum.